right, it's time. Action. Okay. Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is actually my first video, so bear with me. But today I'm just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna be speaking about how I drastically changed my life for the better, obviously, and how I got real with myself and how I got closer to myself and God, and how I just don't let BS get to me anymore, and how I'm just happy with life now. I mean, some things are always going to trigger other people, but I know how to respond to things, and I know how to put myself first in any situation now, and knowing how to not put up with anybody's BS. And if you're going to give me that type of tone and that type of attitude and that type of energy, bye. Like, bye. You live one life, and if you're not happy with your life, change it around. It is never too late. And I've been reading this book, and it's The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, and it's by Joseph Murphy, and I recommend it 100%. I used to hate reading, and I still kind of do. It really depends what kind of book I'm reading, but books like this about psychology and about your mind and about life in general, it amazes me. I love reading about that stuff. I love learning new information about our brain and how life really works, and how you really make your own reality just by the way you think. Ha! Isn't that crazy? Anyways, yeah. It's crazy how fast things can shift in your life when you change the way you think and you change the way you view things, and the mentality yourself. Like, what really took me to change the way I viewed things was I had to get real with myself. I had to sit down and I had to be alone. I had to isolate myself from everybody and everything that I was used to, and say, what am I doing with my life? Like, is this the type of life I really want to live? No. Do I want to be smoking my life away and just working a 9 to 5, hanging out with these people at night, club, drink and hang out with depressed people because I'm depressed myself? No. Depressed people tend to project that onto other people. You know what they say, misery loves company, and I stand on that 100%. Anyways, I would go out with these people because I was depressed. And I wasn't happy with myself, and I had to get very clear on what I wanted in life. But COVID really messed up a lot of that for me. I was really happy. 2020, I was pretty happy with myself. No, 2019. It happened in 2019? 2020. I think it was 2020. 2020, I was happy until COVID hit, and I remember I had to isolate myself. My parents wouldn't want me going anywhere. I literally felt like doomed in my own room. I couldn't go anywhere other than work and home, and that really changed the way I viewed things. And I was like, I want to go party, I want to go have fun. I'm seeing everybody outside and having fun and going to Miami and just having a blast while I'm home stuck. So the moment that I was able to leave the house, okay, I'm out. I'm out every night. I'm not coming home. And I was partying, I was drinking, I was smoking more than ever. I would go to work intoxicated. I would be late to work. I wasn't, I just didn't have, I had that loser mindset of the people that I was hanging out with. This is what I wanted. Like, I wanted to be out. I wanted to smoke, like every other 19, 20-year-old, just wanting to hang out with their friends and just do stupid things. And I continued to hang out with those people even after COVID settled down, and I was losing money. I was getting into drugs more than ever. I lost a lot of weight. I lost the relationship with most of my friends and family that really cared and loved me for me, and they cut me off, and I was so hurt that I still continued hanging out with miserable people because misery loves company. And I literally, I lost it all. I literally lost it all. I lived in my car with my friend. we would steal from Walmart. We would steal from Walmart. Well, she would, not me. She would steal from Walmart, and I was okay with it. And it was just to get by. We would, take shampoo, we would steal chips, we would steal body wash, hair products. We would literally go to LA Fitness or Planet Fitness too. We would go to both, and we would use their showers, and we would shower there just to go back out to party, to drink, to smoke, sleep in my car, and then do it all over again. And I had to get real with myself. I was like, I'm a loser. I'm literally a loser hanging out with these people that, I wanted better for myself. And I took a good look at myself. And I was like, what am I doing with myself? Like, you realize everybody's really depressed, and you realize that no one's truly happy with themselves. And I'm not gonna lie, I took an L hanging out with these people. I took an L. An L. Like a really big L. I would wake up every morning and I knew I wanted better for myself, but I didn't have that mentality of, I know I can do better for myself. I had that mentality as, this is life, this is what I put myself through, so now I just have to put up with it. And I would spend all my work money on drugs, on liquor, on Nick, because I loved smoking. I've been smoking for 5 years and I just stopped. I recently just stopped. I just went cold turkey, and I'm so proud of myself. Everybody was like, why are you gonna do that? Why are you gonna? For myself. I understand all my friends do it. I understand, and I had to step away from it. It was not good for me, and I noticed the only reason why I was doing it was to be like everybody else. I'm like, for crying out loud, I'm smoking flavored air. Like really? Do I really have to smoke flavored air? No, and I was smoking like weed. I was spending so much money on weed. When I had my card, I think I was spending like a good $600 a month. Yeah, $600 a month. And I was a loser, and I just needed structure in my life. And I felt like everybody around me that truly loved me just gave up on me, because I gave up on myself. So of course, they're not obligated to still care for me if I didn't care about myself, And I did move out. It was my choice to move out of my parents' house, because I knew I wasn't going the right direction. Sorry, this just got very but yeah, I was in a dark place. I was mentally, emotionally, and physically, I was in a very dark place. And I realized the only thing that was really stopping me from reaching my full potential was my mentality and the way I viewed life and the way I viewed things. And I wasn't close to God anymore. I stopped hanging out with people that had a lot going on for themselves, because I knew that in a way, I wouldn't want to say jealous, but I knew I wasn't going the right path hanging out with the people I was hanging out with. But life was just so easy hanging out with those people, I knew what I had to do for myself, and I eventually cut every single person off. It was so hard for me, but I knew what was best for my future and for, my long-term goals was to cut these people off. And, no hate towards them, but that wasn't the lifestyle that I was going for. I wanted to do good for myself, and I was going to do good for myself. And I changed my mentality, and literally I stopped clubbing and I stopped partying. And once I left that lifestyle, my mind and my life changed drastically. It changed so much where I couldn't even recognize myself anymore. And it was scary, because change is scary, but change is good. And I wasn't used to change. I was used to, doing what everybody else was doing and being with people, but knowing that I felt so alone, surrounded by so many people. And that was the worst feeling for me. I literally hated it so much. I was like, I'm hanging out with all these people, but I'm still so alone mentally and emotionally. So when I cut them off, I started working on myself. I started working on my goals. I started working on my, my physique. And that was probably the best decision I ever made, and I have no regrets. I feel like God put me through that because he knew I was strong enough. He knew what I was capable of, and it brought me back to myself. I'm healing every single day. I got closer with God, I got closer with my family, but most importantly, I got closer with myself. I had to get honest with myself. I truly did have to get honest with myself, and that was the worst feeling because I knew that I could do better for myself. I had to get really clear with what I wanted. And I needed to be humbled. I truly needed to be humbled. Sometimes it gets lonely. But we're gonna have those days. Like, you're gonna have your good days and you're gonna most certainly have your bad days. But it really depends on what you do with those bad days. Are you gonna whine and complain, or are you gonna isolate yourself and think and meditate and see, what can I do today to make tomorrow better? How can I make today the best day possible, even if I'm not okay? The real question I had to ask myself was, are these people even worth it? And are these people worth my happiness? Because that's what it was for a long time. I always made sure others were happy before my happiness and my needs, and I always made sure that I just never wanted to be alone, and that was my issue. And now I thrive on being by myself, and now I love my own energy, and I love being by myself, and I love learning new things about me. It's like I reinvented myself, but I had to learn so much about myself that I thought I knew about myself, but I guess I didn't. I was hurt. I was very hurt, and nobody saw that but me. And of course I projected that onto everybody else. But you live and you learn. And that was the past, and I don't let the past define who I am now. I choose to see the good in everything, and many of the things that I went through back in the day and in the past, I'm thankful for it, because I probably wouldn't be in this situation right now. I don't know, just, it was the mentality that changed me. It was how I viewed things, and I literally needed structure in my life, and I needed to focus on what was really important to me. I really needed to focus on what was good for me and for my soul and for my purpose and for my body. I go to the gym every single day now. I meditate every single day now. Even when I'm having a bad thought, I always try and flip it around. And the friends that I did lose, I had to lose them for a reason. And every single day I see myself going up and up and up and up. So, because, like, once again, I know people go through things, and I understand people are fighting demons. I know. But I learned that if you're going through situations like that, isolate yourself and be with your thoughts for a little bit. Be with your thoughts. Be with your thoughts for a little bit. Just think about it, cry, show the emotions, and let it out. You are not a bee. You are not, a wussy, whatever, by expressing how you feel. If anything, I think that makes you a strong person, because not many people can do that. So if I need to cry, I cry. If I need to scream, I will scream in my car. If I need to do any of that just to release those negative emotions, I will do that. And it makes me feel 10 times better. I promise. It makes me feel 10 times better. But yeah, life is not all about partying and smoking and being depressed. And I mean, it's fun. It was fun. It was very fun. Those were some good times. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was pretty fun. But I'm on to bigger and better things now. And some things you have to sacrifice a few things to get something better, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I needed to be humbled. I needed to get closer with myself. I needed to learn a lot of things about myself that I thought I already knew about myself, but apparently not. But yeah, I traded a lot of those things and I don't regret it. No regrets ever, ever, ever. I'm actually very thankful for my journey, because remember, if you can be grateful and you can show gratitude about the journey, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And if you can be happy with the journey, I promise you God will help you with anything in life, because he has helped me so much. You know how many times I wanted to end it, and in the back of my head I was like, nope, keep going, nope, keep going. And my mental health has been the best it's ever been, I think ever. Yep. So that's my story on how I on how I changed my life. Long story short, it's showing gratitude, it's being happy, it's, you know, it's knowing that not everything is permanent and everything is temporary, and being okay with being by yourself and not being like everybody else, and, you know, showing your authentic side and being okay with being you. And that took me a long time to figure out. I wanted to be like everybody else, but you realize that everybody's depressed, everybody's mad, everybody's sad, everybody's going through demons, bro. So why be like everybody else, all sad and broke and depressed and mean, when you can be happy in your most authentic self? Period. But yeah, thank you for watching. And yeah, I will be posting a video about my spiritual awakening and what I went through and how I knew I was going through a spiritual awakening, and what I do differently now because of it. Sorry, I'm sick, but because I stopped smoking. Yeah, the withdrawals, it's crazy. Yeah, crazy, I know. So I do sound a little congested, but you know, everything is happening the way it needs to be. So remember that you're in the right place at the right time. You know, be positive, be happy, worry about your mental health before anything, worry about your health, worry about you. Don't worry about what anybody else is going through, okay? And thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.